Hello, good afternoon all, and we will get started. It's 5:05. I'm in 3:05 in Pacific time. I'm from Central, so I'm getting used to that. So once again, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for participating in today's session. And since most of the participants, I'm looking at the list, and most of you, since you observe the Dasara holiday, and on behalf of Reach Financial Group, we wish you a happy Dasara and may Goddess Durga bless you and your family with all the pleasures and good health. On the same note, we thank all our clients and partners for giving us the opportunity to help with your financial planning and create successful plans to achieve your financial freedom. So this is a follow-up session from last week. After our last session on the will and trust services, we received a lot of inquiries and mails requesting for information on setting up a special needs trust. And so we are here. We are to discuss about that, and we have Mark from NetLaw to talk about the topic today in detail. And once he's done, feel free to ask any questions either on the audio or on the chat. So with that, I will hand over the control to Mark. So Mark, you can start sharing your screen and go through the topic. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for joining us again to talk about the very special topic of special needs trust. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here so we can follow along. There we go. If there's anybody that wasn't here last time when we talked about estate planning, just real briefly, I'm Mark Sternman, Vice President of NetLaw. And what NetLaw is a DIY estate planning tool created out of estate planning law office groups. So of course, what we do at the law office is, people come in and they speak to one of our attorneys and they do their documents. But we really wanted to take what we did nationwide so we could help out as many people as possible. So we developed a software where we worked with attorneys in all 50 states so that when you went through the NetLaw program, those attorneys created our software for the specifics of their state. So when you went through our DIY product, you created your estate planning, you print out your documents, you are getting state-specific legal documents, the same exact documents as if you were in a law office in the state that you reside in. Now remember, all 50 states are covered in this and DC. And the American Bar Association gave our technology the James Keene Award for the best online delivery of legal documents. And as of today, we are the only ones to win that in estate planning. So very, very happy that, very, very proud of that as well too. It's a big accomplishment when you think about how many people are in estate planning these days. And so many online companies that are on it like LegalZoom and LegalShow, but to be the only one that won that is very, very humbling. So let me, I'm gonna scooch down to the special needs trust as we're gonna talk about today. And we'll go over this a little bit, but we'll leave it up to questions for you. Again, this special needs trust is available in all 50 states. It is the latest and greatest document from NetLaw. It took us over 2 years to get state specific with special needs trust. Of course, if you're here, you probably have a special needs child or at least know someone who does. You know how hard it is to afford everything that the special needs child needs. It's hard, to take care of them. And we've actually been affected in my family as well. And we have special needs child throughout our families. And they are a true blessing. I will speak more from the heart on this than I do in regular webinars because I know the importance of this trust. So I want to let you know that when I talk about the special needs trust, when I do a special needs trust webinar only, it's very personal to me. So I do get emotional when I talk about this. And it was my ideal to bring this on at NetLaw. So it's finally here. As you can see on the screen, we do have a third-party special needs trust. That is where anyone can put any asset into this trust for the special needs person. And that means that now the trust owns that asset so that it doesn't affect the child's federal funding. They still receive all of their government benefits as they always have. Again, in this package, it's a special needs trust. This trust is irrevocable. It comes with execution, funding, and administration, instruction forms, and of course, a trust summary. So as you're going through this trust, we're going to, name a trustee, which is usually the mom and dad, but it can be anybody, older brothers and sisters, grandma and grandpas, whoever we want to serve as trustees. And of course, we're going to name successor trustees in case something happens to the trustees. In the trust, we're also going to talk about trust protectors. Trust protector is someone that we name that does checks and balances with the trustees, because of course this is a irrevocable trust. So we want to make sure that when the assets are into the trust, they're distributed for the well-being of the special needs child. Of course, we can always use these benefits. A lot of people just think that we can use these benefits for medical reasons or education. But there are so many other things that we can use these funds for, maybe they want to purchase a vehicle, right? You need to, if you need wheelchair access or anything like that, you may need to purchase a van that can do that. This money can go towards that, or upgrade of a vehicle. Household goods, household cleaning. I'm just trying to think right off the top of my head, medical equipment, like a wheelchair. All of this can be taken out. Of course, school, tuition, books, anything medical, but a lot of health and life insurance. You can purchase that through the trust as well. And so many more. I think one of the big ones is vacations, right? The special needs child needs vacations. They need to get away and they need to go experience things outside of the home. And the special needs funding can also take care of vacations as well. So there's so many things that, we don't think about, but these assets really do come into play for almost everything in the special needs person's life. We do have a bundled package where the parents can also take care of their estate planning needs with a will, a trust, power of attorney, and their healthcare documents. And that plan bundled with the special needs trust is just $1,000. In our law office, that would probably go for around probably $6,500 to $7,000 start. So you can see the value that this brings by doing it yourself. We've already paid the attorneys to do all the work. They've created all of the software. They've created the templates. When you go through a net law plan, all you do is answer questions. The system asks you a question and you simply answer it. And we do have questions off to the side. We have frequently asked questions off to the side of the page, or you can hit the help button in your net law plan, and it takes you to a wide variety of frequently asked questions. So any question that you have has probably already been answered, but I want you to know that you can always call us. We can help you complete your documents. We can go through the documents in case you have any questions. So we're available Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. We have chat, we have help desk tickets, or you can call us. Again, keep in mind that this is a third-party trust and not a first-party trust. First-party means that the special needs person can put all of the assets that they have now into the trust. If you need that, we have attorneys that you can reach out to, but we offer a third-party trust. So anyone besides the special needs person can put an asset into that trust. Again, with the trust protector, you're always having your checks and balances, so everything is included. I kind of want to leave it up for questions because, when you're just talking about one document, there's not a whole lot to talk about. So I kind of want to just now answer any questions that you have. Remember, I am the vice president of Net Law, but I am not an attorney. So if it is a legal question, I will have to refer off to an attorney. But of course, you know, that's what our telephones are for, right? I'll jot them down and I will get right back to you. So with that, Harsha, I'll send it back to you. And if there's anyone that has questions, please feel free to ask them.
Yeah, sure, Mark. Thanks for presenting that. And we have a question on the chat. Mark, can you take that? Does the trust have both financial and health directives?
Okay, yeah, I see it. Okay, yeah. So yeah, when you're going through this, it's just for your financials. Assets are poured into the trust. The special needs trust is just a special needs trust. It is not an estate plan. Of course, with a special needs trust, usually the parents will have full control over the child, even after the age of 18 with conservatorship, right? So with that, you really don't need to get into the health side of it. But this does take assets and keep it in the trust name. This is all the special needs trust does, is it holds the assets that anybody wants to give the special needs person in trust so that it doesn't belong to the special needs person, it belongs to the trust. That way federal funding still comes in.
So Raghu, did that answer your question? All right, great. Thanks, Raghu, for asking.
And if this is something, yeah, let me, you know, if this is something, I will say, as Harsha and Vedesta know, we do have our BOGO going on this month. So buy one, get one free. So if you are in the market to purchase one of these, we are offering for the full month of October, if you buy a special needs trust or that bundled package, you actually get two, one for yourself and your family, and then one to give away to another family as well. So this is a great way to help out the special needs community, but you have to purchase it by the end of the month. You have a year to give the plan away, but you have to purchase it this month. So it's kind of, I'm glad they brought me on today because this is perfect timing, right?
Right.
Because we're always looking for ways to help each other out in this community.
All right. So, do we have a question?
Did somebody have a question?
Yes, they said, do you accept ARAG insurance?
I'm sorry, you were cutting in and out on me.
One of them asked, do you accept ARAG insurance?
Oh, okay. No, we do not. No. We're actually looking at that and I think that was brought up on the last one. But we're looking at ARAG. We've been in probably 6 months of communication with them. But as of right now, the answer is no.
Okay. We have a question from
Raj. He is asking, can you explain the advantages of having the special needs trust? Sounds like one would lose federal funding for services if it's in the child's name. What are the levels, etc.?
Yeah, Raj, you're exactly right. If that asset was in the child's name and they, you know, had so much in assets, they would lose their federal funding. That's exactly why we have the special needs trust. When you purchase the special needs trust, the assets are put into the special needs trust name, not the special needs person's name. That way the trust owns it, not the special needs person, so that it does not affect their federal funding.
So is this, so this is Raj. So is this for a certain age? Like when the child becomes an adult, or is it?
Mm-mm. No,
Okay.
no. You can, you know, as long as there's special needs, it's not a special needs kids trust. It's just a special needs trust.
Okay, because I guess I'm coming at this from, I have a 9-year-old autistic child.
Yes.
That child receives services from the county, from the school district, et cetera.
Mhm.
So at what point does like this really become relevant?
Yeah, anytime, you know, and here's where it becomes, you know, you really always need this, because let's say, you know, grandma and grandpa pass away and they've left the child something, or, you know, let's say your 9-year-old daughter, you know, your mom and dad pass away, but they wanted to leave something behind for your, you know, your daughter. They can't leave it to her as an individual, or that will affect their federal funding. But if they leave it into the trust, she receives the assets and it doesn't affect the federal funding. This will go for her whole life.
So you can, let's say that already happened. It hasn't, but let's say it did. After the fact, you can still put it in the trust, correct?
Yeah, you can put, yeah. So
Okay.
are you saying that she like they've already left her an individual gift?
No, so it's a he, and
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said daughter.
but you know, my like my father's 90 years old, right? So who knows what could happen, and the trust
Yeah.
hasn't been set up. So I'm saying, let's say that didn't happen in time, something was left to him. You could still do it after the fact, so it wouldn't have these negative implications, right? You could set up that trust.
Yeah, you can set up the trust at any time. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Harika. So I have a question. We have a regular trust. So what's the difference? If it's a regular trust, it would still be in the trust name and not on the child's name, right? So what's the advantage of having special needs trust instead of a regular trust?
Mhm. So on a trust, the other trust that we offer, which is inside our estate planning, that is only a probate avoidance trust. So all that would do is say that the assets that they're getting wouldn't go through probate and they would receive it. Once they receive it, it's going to be in their name, which is going to affect their federal funding. The special needs trust doesn't have it in their name, right? So as a child, let's just say it's a child. If you have a revocable living trust of that child, it doesn't have the special needs language in there. So it doesn't include anything about the special needs. So it's two totally different types of trust.
So that means like after 18 years, if it's a general trust, then the kid will have the access to everything in the trust. But in special needs, it would be another beneficiary or someone who will actually take care of the trust
Correct.
on the behalf of the child, is it?
Yeah. So the trustees and the successor trustees will have control along with the trust protector.
So will the child have access to the trust, or will it have to go through the trust protective to access anything from the trust?
Yes, it will have to go through the trust.
Okay, thank you.
We have a question from Linda. Can you explain the difference between third party and other types? My cousin and I are receiving a one-time inheritance, but we want to protect her services.
Yeah. So again, third-party trust means that the trust is set up and anyone besides the special needs person can put an asset into that trust. First party means that only the special needs person can put their assets into this trust. And then if it's like a one-time inheritance, you definitely want that to go into a trust, the third-party trust, so that the trust owns it instead of the individual.
Does that answer your question, Linda?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Mark, I have a question. So what is the extra thing that we are going to get in the bundled package for the extra $250?
Yeah, let me go back to that page and I'll show you. So is this what you're talking about?
Right.
Yeah, so this is what's included for the parents. Everything that you see listed on the right-hand side, you get the will, which includes a child's trust. That just means, when will they receive their inheritance, at what percentage and what age. You get your power of attorney, you get 3 healthcare documents, you get a pet trust if you want that, and you get our probate avoidance trust that I was talking about earlier. Again, all packages come with our Life Vault, so you can store all of your important documents, your estate planning documents, life insurance policies, pictures, videos, taxes, whatever you want to store in there, you can store it in there. Both spouses get to complete their full set of documents. And if you try it out, you don't like it for any reason, just let us know and we'll give you your money back as long as you haven't downloaded any documents. So the $1,000 purchase is this package and the special needs trust. Now, if you are a family that has more than one special needs person, you would need individual trust for each child or person. So if there's 2, you'll need 2. But for $1,000, mom and dad get to take care of their estate planning along with the child's trust or the special needs trust.
So what's why would someone want a revocable living trust versus an irrevocable living trust?
Yeah, irrevocable means that you can't change it. Once you create it, it's set. Revocable means you can go in and change it at any time.
Okay. Is that what most people have? Most families have a revocable living trust?
Most do, yeah. It's
Okay.
the better option.
Right. Sounds like it.
But for special needs, it's always irrevocable.
Okay.
Mark, is that irrevocable in net law, or is it the same with if we have to go to the attorneys, to the lawyer's office too?
Yeah, it's both. For us, it is irrevocable. In our law office where net law kicked off, they are always irrevocable as well. So as far as I know, it's always irrevocable, but each state may be different. I'm not sure. But in the net law program, it's always irrevocable.
Okay, but the regular will and trust, the package you are showing is a revocable one.
That's revocable, right? So you can change it.
Okay, I have one more question on the chat. Is the trust document strictly testamentary, funded on death of settler, or can it be an irrevocable inter vivos trust, funded and administered before death of settler?
Okay, let me go to the chat.
Yes,
yeah.
It's a big question too.
Yeah. Is it strictly testimony? Yes, it is testamentary. Yeah, and once the special needs, when the special needs person passes, the funds that are in the trust will go to their estate and they will be passed out accordingly. No, it's just testamentary. Okay, I think that answered it. But that was a good question. That was a really good question.
So did you answer the second question too? Is there flexibility in choice of distribution standard?
There is. So yeah, no, there's not. So in the distribution standard, it's going to go to the person's estate, and then it will be passed out according to that. So however their estate is set up, that's how it will be passed.
So in a special needs trust, if we once we establish the trust, and if we, let's say, if we get more assets in the future, since it is irrevocable, how can we add back to the trust?
Usually you can go through an amendment and you would just call us and we can help you put that into the document.
Okay, and are there
That,
fees?
that's
for
gonna have to,
doing
yeah,
our-
but that will have to go through an attorney. They're the only ones that can change an irrevocable trust.
Okay.
Also, if I take the $1,000 package like you mentioned, so will that cover the other neurotypical child we have, or
Yeah,
it is only for the okay?
yeah. And remember, you know, you have full control over all of your children's decision until they're 18. After they're 18, then, you know, they're legal adults and they will start having to create their own plans.
So my question would be like, so when I pay the $750, it's for my special needs child, but I also
Only.
have a neurotypical child. So
Mhm.
so if I take the $1,000 package, the extra the probate package, can I include her, the other child?
Well, how old is the other child?
She's 11.
11, right? No, so you don't need to because you have full control over her. So all decisions will go through you. She doesn't need anything.
Okay.
And when she turns 18, that's when she will create her own documents.
Okay. Thank you.
Mark, I have a quick question. So you have a $750 BOGO offer on this $750 trust, right? Not
Yes.
only on the $1,000. Okay,
Yeah, it's on both.
okay. And I have another
I did
question.
see I did see a question from Kelly on the thing, and it's, yeah, a first party trust would need to go through an attorney. And you know, if what is a good price that lawyers should offer that isn't taking advantage of the money that you don't have? I don't know if the question, Kelly, is how much will they charge for the trust? What is a good price that a lawyer should offer? You know, in our law office, it's around, you know, depending on what attorney you talk to, 2,500 probably to start on a special needs trust, just from our attorneys. But if you want, you can give me a call tomorrow. Let me put my customer service number up on the screen, and I can get you in contact with one of the attorneys that I work with on a daily basis and see what he can offer you by being on this webinar if you want a first person trust.
We have one more question on the chat.
All right, let me go back. Distribution standard was intended to mean the discretion that the trustee may exercise and distribute with respect to the impact on the benefit. Must not reduce them or may do so if the trustee's judgment that advances the quality of life. Yeah, so the distribution of the assets, yeah. Okay, so I think what she's asking is, you know, the trustee, are they responsible for all of the distributions that go along with it? Yes. So, you know, the trustee is going to have part. And Valerie, if you can unmute yourself, I don't know if that's possible, but let's make sure that I answer your question. But just from what I'm reading, yeah. So the trustee will make the decisions on how the distribution of the assets are set, and then the trust protector comes in and agrees or doesn't agree. The trust protector, the best way that I describe that is checks and balances, where they come in and say, okay, I agree with that. Yes, they need that. Let's go ahead and do that. So I hope that answered your question, Valerie. Yeah, and I don't think, I'm just reading it again, about reducing the benefits. So if in the trustee's judgment that advances beneficiary's quality of life. Yeah, so, the trustee will be responsible for making sure that they get, the money used for all the medical conditions that the child needs. Again, that's when the trust protector is going to come in and say, hey, we need more of that. And then they can talk about that and come to some kind of agreement. But definitely the money's number one use is for medical purposes.
Any other questions?
A quick question on the beneficiary side. Does it give any freedom to beneficiary to decide anything on the trust?
You mean, does it give the special needs person a decision? Yeah. So, I mean, depending on each person's level, right? They can have good conversations with the trustees to say, hey, I need this or I need that. It's definitely a consideration. That's definitely something the trustee will work with the individual.
I see. And typically in any trust, who would be a trustee and who would be a trust protector? Just to understand better from any example.
Yeah. So, it's totally up to the family. It's whoever's buying the special needs trust will decide. Typically it's mom and dad, with successors being brothers and sisters or very close family friends. Trust protector could be, a sister or anybody that you want to choose that's going to play that role of checks and balances. So it's totally up to the family who's buying it. There is no right or wrong answer on that. But, just from what we always see, whoever buys the trust is usually the trustee. And, then they name successors or they name the trust beneficiary as well. So totally, there is no right or wrong answer on that. It's whatever the family feels comfortable with.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Okay, Mark, to recap of what I understood of today's call, I just want to say it loud. So you're saying that special needs trust is very important if you have a special needs child, so that the child will not lose the funds from the government, because the assets are not going to be on the individual's name, but it will be in the trust.
Correct. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and we should have, if we have more than one special needs child in the family, they should have their own individual special needs trust. And if we have a regular child and a special needs child, we can just take one trust and include the other one in the parents' estate planning.
Correct.
All right. And we have a buy one get one offer that includes the trust and the parents' estate planning for $1,000. And we have just the special needs trust for $750 with the same buy one get one offer until the end of this month.
Right. Yeah. You have to buy it before the end of the month, but you do have a year to give that second plan away. So if you don't know somebody right now, that's okay. You still have a year to give that away.
Okay. On that note, friends who have joined today, I mean, if you are interested and if you don't know anyone who you want to share it with, we are there to help you. If you can't find either one, like Mark said, you don't have to worry about, sharing it right away. You'll have 1 year. But even in that case, Reach Financial Group is there to help find your partner to share with. And Jitendra, you said that to provide the contact details, do you want the contact details of the NetLaw or, I mean, of the Reach Financial Group?
Yeah, I would show Reach so that they can call. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Any more questions? Mark, do you have anything else to say? Like another recap?
Yeah, no, just thank you everybody for joining us. I hope everyone found this informational. And if they have any further questions, if something pops into their head tonight, give Reach a call. And if they don't know the answer, they'll get a hold of me and I will answer it. We can always jump on another call like this if there was a question that maybe you just didn't want to answer to the group or ask to the group. So whatever you need, just let us know, and don't forget about the BOGO. It doesn't come around a lot, so you know it's a great time to take advantage and help out the special needs community. And again, I appreciate everybody's time.
Thank you, Mark, for the wonderful presentation and clarifying all the questions. And thank you everyone for joining today on Sunday afternoon. And we really hope this session was worth your time. And I think that hope that Mark answered all your questions. If you have more questions, please shoot us an email at info@reachfinancialgroup.com, or you can just call us on any of the numbers. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. I will talk to you all soon, okay?
Sure. Yes, we are actually recording this. And Pallavi, if you have left, sorry, we cannot share the slides because of the privacy. But this is a recorded session, so we would be able to share it with you later. You can always reach us and we can share you the recording. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. This is our contact info@reachfinancialgroup.com. The one that you we can provide, if you are interested, we can provide you the details of how to set up the, how to purchase the will and trust for $1,000 and how you can actually share it with, friends or other people who you know. Or like I said, we can always help to find a family to share with.
All right. Thank you all. We're going to end the session. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.